Abbeville City Council to order. Today is June 18, 2024, 5 p.m. Kathy, can you give me a roll call?
Sure. Councilman Campbell.
Here.
Councilwoman Broussard. Here. Councilman Broussard.
Here.
Councilman Chichette is absent. Councilman Horton.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Having a quorum present, we will roll right into the agenda for the special meeting.
Mayor, at this time, I would hope the mayor and the council would consider an alteration to the agenda to cover properties that were not included in our report. This would be discussion with the property owner pertaining to dilapidated property located at 702 St. Valerie, and authorize action that's necessary, and discussion with the property owner pertaining to dilapidated property at 704 South St. Valerie, and authorize action. If you feel that's appropriate.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to amend the agenda to add two items. Item number 8, discussion with property owner 702 South St. Valerie about blighted property. Item number 9, property hearing and discussion with property owner of 704 South St. Valerie for blighted property. Do I have any comments from the audience? Questions or comments?
Mayor, if I may say so, the owner of 702 South St. Valerie stopped by my house just before I left to come here and asked for time to clean up the property. Of course, we've given him,
Years.
yeah.
We will, what I suggest we do is, they were properly noticed. The only reason they didn't go, we neglected to add them to the agenda. I suggest that if you guys want, we amend the agenda, we add the two properties. When it comes up under the discussion, you can make that motion at that time if you'd like.
Sounds good to me.
Okay? Y'all are okay? Yes.
Second to that.
We're not on the agenda items yet.
Well, just for that property.
Yeah, but we're just making the motion to add them, and we'll have any discussions about those properties at the end, unless it's to say don't put it on the agenda. Okay. All right, so right now, the motion and the second is to amend the agenda, add items 8 and 9. Any further discussion? I need a unanimous vote to amend the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The agenda is amended. Okay, we're going to roll into the hearings. Item number 1, discussion with the property owner of 206 South Miles Street pertaining to the dilapidated property and to authorize any action if needed. Is the property owner of 206 South Miles present? Yes, ma'am. Can you state your name for the record?
Loretta Cooper.
Loretta Cooper. And Ms. Cooper, is it 206 or 204?
It's 20, well.
On the tax assessor's
The gentleman I
side.
spoke to said in the tax records it said 206. Post office address is 204.
Yeah, but they're exactly, they're one and the same.
They're one and the same.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And this is in Councilwoman Broussard, is this in your district?
Yes.
Yes, okay, Councilwoman Broussard's district. Okay, so Ms. Cooper, you are brought in front of us. I'm actually going to turn the floor over to our code enforcement officer, Brian. You want to take it? Roll it? Okay.
So I would like to say, first off, she's the only person who has a property that's coming in front of the council who actually made any attempt to clean up the property.
Thank you.
It's, so 206 and 208, they're right next door to one another, they're on the same parcel. 206 has a section that is in pretty bad condition. If you see, it's probably like page 3. There's actually a hole in the roof and it got into the floor and everything else like that.
Yeah, the floors are missing in parts of the house, right? And a hole in the
In
roof?
that bedroom, yes.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am. And,
It had termites. And they had it treated and they removed part of the floor and then they had some more work done and it just kept getting worse.
and how long has it been in its current state, ma'am?
I don't remember.
It looks like the city owned it in 1999, and Donald Cooper, was that your husband?
That was my husband.
Yeah, purchased it in 2006?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. What is your intention with the property?
I applied for a demolition permit on the 3rd of last month and we're waiting for that.
Okay, so you're waiting on, probably for Centerpoint to declare that the utilities are
That's
cut off?
correct.
And you're gonna demolish it yourself?
I have someone lined up to demolish it.
And you are aware that they cannot put that at the road?
That's correct.
Yes, you have to remove it from the property.
Again, yes.
Okay. Councilwoman, this is on you. Do you want to just move forward? Yeah, condemnation and let her demo it herself? Okay, do I hear a second? A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, property is condemned. Thank you for taking care of it yourself, Ms. Cooper. And if you're done, you are welcome to leave. Just do so quietly. You can go out this side door right here if you'd like. Okay. Item number 2, discussion with the property owner of 208 South Miles pertaining to dilapidated property and to authorize any action if necessary. 208 South Miles is you too? Oh,
Yes,
are you doing the
we're in
same?
the process of
Okay.
upgrading it.
We're gonna take the same action then, okay?
So, that one, she was gonna do a building permit, they were looking
I
for renovated.
got a building permit on it and it was vandalized.
Okay,
And we're going in and replacing some doors and things that they took paint, they painted the countertops. They painted the tile on the floor. And so we're redoing that.
but you're gonna, that one, on my notes, I wrote about them yesterday evening, and it says that that one's in better condition. So, yeah, I can see that one can be saved as long as you.
Again, we spoke about that property, there is a dilapidated shed that's in the back, and she has a person who's gonna be cleaning it up, he's just scared of snakes.
Thank you, I am too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make a motion to table this action. We don't need any action on this agenda item, but just table. Second. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is tabled. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night. Item number 3, discussion with the property owner of 507 East Vermilion pertaining to the dilapidated property and to authorize any action if necessary. Is the property owner of 507 East Vermilion present? Yes.
Yes,
State your name for the record.
Phyllis Green.
Phyllis Green. 507 East Vermilion, Councilman Hardy, I think this is yours.
Is that the trailer?
This is I think 507 and 515 are multiple, I don't know if they're the same property owner, but it's a couple of trailers, right? 505 has one trailer on it,
Yes.
and there's a shed in the back that's right on the property line. The shed is not yours, okay? So you're the trailer to the left when I'm looking at the 3 trailers. 507,
7.
I'm sorry, I said 505. 507, and you have utilities active. Are you living in that trailer right now?
Yes.
You are, okay. And so, Brian, what 507 is being brought in front for what?
That was the one that we couldn't, get clear definition of which property that building in the back, the dilapidated structure in the back belonged to. Yesterday when I was gathering my pictures, I spoke to her, she identified the fact that it belongs to the other parcel, and we just discussed it, there's a couple of small cleanup things that needs to be done since her property is on the adjacent property to that.
You're gonna take care of your stuff on your property?
Yes.
Okay. So, your recommendation would be the shed, but that's not tied to this parcel, is
Right,
what you're
it's
saying,
just-
right?
there's just some grass and some other, like little rubbish that needs to be picked up.
So there's no action needed from this council at this time. If you don't clean it up, then we'd bring it back at a later date, but, okay?
Right.
Tony, you good with that?
Good.
Councilman Hardy? Okay, no action needed. Motion to table? Or do I have to table it? Yeah. Motion to table?
Yes.
Second. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Motion's tabled. Thank you. Have a good night. Item number 4, discussion with the property owner of 515 East Vermilion Street pertaining to the dilapidated property and to authorize any action if necessary. Is the property owner of 515 East Vermilion present? No. This is the trailers, the 2 trailers next door to hers, and those trailers are really bad shape. I'll pull them out, I'll find it might be easier to see. And the shed behind it is falling apart also.
Mayor, someone just walked in.
Hi, we're discussing 515 East Vermilion, is that your property? Okay. What property are you here for?
Now what?
Okay, good. You wanna see it? You got it, Councilman?
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, my recommendation is to condemn both trailers and the shed, clean up the whole lot.
yes. I'm moving.
I have a motion, do I have a second? A motion and a second, any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Item number 5, discussion with the property owner of 1010 East Southeast Street pertaining to dilapidated property and to authorize any action if necessary. Is the property owner of 1010 Southeast Street present? They are not. Okay, Brian, you got the floor.
Okay, this property is, if I remember correctly, it's owned by Kelly Bork. It was a rent
It
to
is.
own. And there's been several different persons who were renting to own. There was a gentleman that had come in on behalf of another gentleman who works on a tugboat. They were supposed to be working on it, but as you can see, absolutely nothing has been done. It's actually gotten into worse shape than my
And-
previous.
And the Google images had a tarp on the roof in 2022, and that tarp is now deteriorated to the point where it's probably raining inside of it. I did look at the pictures. I mean, it's hard to tell what kind of shape the inside of the building is, but it's sat in this state for a very long time. What I did notice on the tax assessor's website, it says there's a judgment in 2022 for Kelly Bork, or a judgment on the property. Does that affect this in any way? No. Okay.
Does it? No.
It does not.
Okay.
So this is East
I mean,
Street.
we're
This
just
would
gonna have a
be
link.
Councilman Hardy, is that correct?
No, that's,
That's you?
yeah,
I
that's.
didn't say south, sorry.
That's,
Right here. Councilwoman Bruce,
What's
I
your
recommend.
recommendation?
Okay,
I would like to see it condemned.
Same.
you believe it's, okay.
A second.
A motion and a second to condemn the structure on 1010 Southeast Street and move forward with demolition. You clean up the lot. And a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, the discussion with the property owner of 1111 South St. Charles pertaining to the dilapidated property and to authorize any action if necessary. Is the property owner of 1111 South St. Charles present? They are not. Brian, go ahead.
So 111 or 1111 South St. Charles, right next door to it is a burned out structure, 1109, that has already been previously condemned. If I remember correctly, the case history showed that they wanted to do improvements to this and renovate it, but as you can see, nothing has been done. At different points in time, it had multiple spotters, vagrants, whatever, living in there. And yes, it's in very bad shape.
I move that we condemn.
Second.
Motion and a second to condemn 1111 South St. Charles and move forward with demolition. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, discussion with the property owner of 705 Hawthorne pertaining to dilapidated property and to authorize any action if necessary. Is the property owner for 705 Hawthorne present? They are not. Councilman Hardy, this is your district. Yeah.
Move to condemn.
Second.
Motion and a second to condemn 705 Hawthorne and move forward with demolition. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, discussion with property owner of 702 South St. Valerie for trees, brush, rubbish, and abandoned vehicles on 1.75 acres. Is the property owner of 702 South St. Valerie present?
This is the property where.
That's, the gentleman who called me and said that he needed extra time to clean the property. And I understand that he's been given extra time many times. I'll just move that we give him 30 days to clean the property up. If not, we'll do it ourselves and clean the property.
A second.
You might want to call that gentleman back and tell him we estimate it's going to cost about $20,000 to clean that property. So if he doesn't want it lean for that amount, you got to get started.
I think he knows that already.
Okay. All right. There's a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good faith effort on his part if he at least got the front portion that actually goes up to South St. Valerie, got that cleaned up, removed that abandoned vehicle, the freezer and some other rubbish that's out there.
Clean that front lot
Have
first.
that done first, and then we can work with him in the clearing of the overall property if we still choose.
And if we don't see progress by the next meeting,
I'll
Please
inform
keep
you.
an eye on it, after he do that in the front, keep an eye on that back part. It's been like 2.5 years with that.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
It's a jungle.
okay, so we have a motion and a second to move, to give the property owner 30 days, and if no significant progress has been made, we will send in a contractor to clean it. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The The last item is 704 South St. Valerie, discussion with property owner about some problems with that property, blighted property. Is the property owner for 704 South St. Valerie present? They are not. Okay, Brian, you got it?
Yes, ma'am. So, this had come in front of council before, they were given the opportunity to clean some stuff up. They went ahead, painted the house, they either attempted some repairs on the roof that either did not get finished or were so poorly done that the panels have since blown off. Speaking to several of the residents, nobody actually lives at that residence. They do have active utilities, but if you check the utility records, there's nothing more than $40 throughout the whole year.
Yeah, it's like $1 or $2 in electricity a month, so it does look like they're using the water from the property a little bit, but they're not using the electricity.
Mayor, but I don't remember the date, but I gave them 90 days to do something with the property.
I think that was over, I think it was 2 years, a year, yeah, it was probably 1 year if you will, yeah. We did look at that file. It's my recommendation that we move forward with making them clean up the property. Is the structure in condemnable state?
I wouldn't necessarily say so, but it is a nuisance property.
And isn't that the property with like a bunch of junk and blight and there's chickens all over in the yard?
It is basically a chicken farm.
So the lot needs to be cleaned up and the roof needs to be repaired and it needs to be in a better state than it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but we didn't condemn it and we did some repairs, so. I would move to, I mean, what do we do in the state that we're not condemning it?
I'm not 100% sure.
Mark, can you give us a legal opinion on this? We're not condemning the structure?
It's a nuisance property because of the animals and a lot of room free.
Blight, there's a lot of junk and rubbish on the property.
It's definitely not one of the worst ones.
Yeah, if the structure is not dilapidated or in a dangerous condition, then you can't condemn the property.
Yeah.
There are other avenues of recourse that we need to pursue, but condemning the property is not the appropriate action unless there's a dilapidated and dangerous structure on the property.
Why don't y'all move to table it and take it under legal advisement?
I move.
Second. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion table, meeting adjourned.
Go ahead.